go down. So let's turn everything off here. Let's go down, turn this on. Let's go to our right view. So left click right view. We're going to trace this outline. Let's go left click sketch, left click here on the top spar. So it's going to be face of extrude 13. And I guess let's just start here. Let's zoom in as close as we can. We'll try to make this line follow the curvature of this as close as we can. So that it'll match, and then we'll go in and do radius of the bend later. Once we extrude it, let's see where we're at. Okay. And so you notice I'm not using the dimension tool very much, or I'm not using it at all. So I'm trying to go down, and you can make this line tool curve around. I'm going to undo that one. Hit escape, hit undo. I'm going to create this line here and make it a smaller segment. Now I want to see, I'm going to hit escape again, left click the line tool, left click on that last point. Yeah, right here. Left click here, and let's go across. So I'm holding down on the mouse wheel, and we'll make a point there. And then we'll come back up, and then we'll do the same thing here and try to follow the curves. Yeah, that one's not directly on it, but that's okay. And so we could come in and find out what each one of those segments, the length, if we wanted to replicate it perfectly, but we don't need to. We just need it to match. And we're going to extrude off of that. So let's hit the green check mark. And I believe I made that 1/4 inch thick. Left click extrude, left click sketch. Let's go 0.125. So we should have solid new, because it's going to be a new part, and we're going to build off of it. Face of sketch 16. Yours may be a different sketch if we did things in different order. That looks good. First, let's go here to left click on the right view. Scroll in with the mouse wheel. Left click sketch, left click on the face of that extrusion. Left click center point circle. And we're going to drag it out so it's 0.62. Let's go ahead and set it. 0.62. And before we make the next one, so we don't have to move two of them, let's turn off the dimension tool by left clicking. And let's drag this thing up pretty close to where it's going to be. And then let's left click on the dimension tool. I think we were up here on this point, and this point. We brought it out. 0.322. Let's see what that does. Green check mark. Left click on that. That brings it up a little bit more. I don't want that to hang over. Delete. Let's move this around where it just touches the edge, just like the last one. And that'll be good. We don't have to constrain it. We'll bring it down. So it's not going to be exactly 0.22 because we drew this out a little different, but it's close. All right, we'll keep it there. That'll constrain it. Or at least we'll know if it moves. Now let's make our 1/4 inch circle. Hover over the center, left click. go up to the dimension tool, click on that again, and go 0.25, and then green check mark. Let's go to isometric view, left click on the corner there, and then use the wheel to scroll back in. Let's go left click on extrude, left click on our sketch we just created. Let's go out to 0.80. This should be add, because we do want it to add to this instead of new. Green check mark, there we go. Scroll back in, and we want this to go all the way through. So let's go left click sketch, left click on the base here that we just created. Left click center point circle, hover over the center, drag that out, make it a little bit larger. And then left click dimension tool, left click on the diameter of that circle we just created, 0.25, and then green check mark. Hit the green check mark here. Actually, while we're here, let's do this. Open that back up and make it 0.125, just like that one was. And on this, we don't have to make it exactly in the same location. We want it to be far enough away so we won't have a problem getting a socket in there. Make those the same. We'll set this a certain distance from here. Let's go 0.125 just to make it equivalent, and then we'll do the same thing over here. 0.125, there we go, and then we'll do the same on the other one. So let's turn off our dimension tool. Let's drag this one back over. We will click on this one and drag that one. And let's make one more circle so we can go ahead and extrude all of these. So it's going to be 0.125. From there, and that'll be good. 0.125 from there, and that should give us exactly what we want in terms of being able to fit a socket. Green check mark, click on isometric view, scroll back in with the wheel. Let's go extrude. Click on our sketch. We want remove, so it should be solid remove. There we go. So I just clicked on, just to show you what I was doing. We clicked on face of sketch, so solid remove. We clicked on face of sketch, what we just drew out. Depth of 1 inch, and I hit merge with all, so that not only would it go through this, the spar hoop connection, but it would also go through the spar. Green check mark. There we go. So now we've got to bevel this out. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and duplicate this one, because what we do to the next one, we're going to mirror that part. We're going to have to do it a little different on the other side, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a second. So let's rename that and go spar hoop connection. There we go. Let's go ahead and mirror image this, because we're going to have to do something different on the other side. So there's our part. Let's go up here, left click on mirror. Let's go to isometric view. Let's click on the right view for mirror plane. So left click here, mirror plane, left click right view, and that should have mirror imaged. We want a new part. And then we'll do rename spar hoop connection left. And we'll rename this one right. So if we're facing it, it'll be the right. Okay, that's a little off, but that's okay. It's because we moved that over. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to left click on this one and I'm going to transform. So we'll go over here where it says bouillon, if that's what shows up, hit transform. Let's go left, X, Y, and Z. And let's bring that in. Let's just see, we'll just kind of eyeball it and just for assembly purposes. There we go. So let's go in a 10th here. And then green check mark. Let's see if that, yeah, that was good. Let's go back to the face of this one. We have to do something different. We're gonna left click here on sketch, left click on the top part of that connection, left click center point circle, hover over the center, and then bring this out, left click, and then come up, hit dimension tool, left click on the outer diameter, and go 0.512. I believe that's what we did. Because we're gonna have a bolt that goes in here, but we want it to kind of recess back into it. And not, because the hoop is going to go up over this. This is going to be printed in ABS. And then we want the bolt, the head of the bolt, to fit inside and not come in contact. But the bolt is going to provide the strength that we need. And the 3D printed ABS material provides the fit. And then together they're strong enough. But it allows us to kind of dial in the fit over time. Extrude, left click on that sketch. We want it to go remove, so it should be solid remove. 0.236. I think that's what it was. Do that on this side. 0.118. We'll click on that and then hit green check mark, because that rounded edge really makes it easy for the tube to slide over and to get started. So now we're going to go around to the other side. Using the mouse wheel to scroll in, we're going to use a new sketch feature. Let's go sketch, left click on the top part of that tube, and we're going to go over here to inscribe polygon. Left click on that, come over to the center, left click here, drag that out and keep it at a 6. So I'm going to left click, and now it's going to ask me, how many sides? Is this going to be an octagon, hexagon? What's it going to be? Left click again without doing anything, and then you can drag your mouse away. If you drag your mouse away before left clicking, it'll increase that number. If you come back towards it, it'll decrease it. So instead of clicking out here on the edge, we're going to click on this inner circle, 0.394, green check mark. Green check mark here. Let's go to isometric view, use the mouse wheel to scroll back in. So let's go over, left click on extrude, 0.276. We want to go left click on sketch 2. We want to go remove. That should take that in far enough. And then green check mark. Then let's go to our fillet tool. 0.118 is already set, so we'll click on that. And there's the fillet tool. The only thing I want to do now is I want to click on these edges and take those off. I don't want any real sharp edges that can cut me if it comes in contact with me, or if I'm moving it around. So that kind of rounds those edges off. And that's good enough. The rest of these, we don't have to do any kind of fillets up here, because that kind of matches the surface of the spar. So green check mark, and now we have our two connections. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to left click on this and go copy, copy here. Then I'm going to move this out a little bit. Let's make these 12 inches out. So, because we're going to do the same thing to these others. Green check mark. Copy. Let's move that 12 inches. Green check mark. Pretty close. Yeah, that's good enough. Left click. So left click that and go copy here. Move that out 12 inches. Use the bouillon tool and merge these. So these are all separate parts. I'm not going to rename them right now. Let's highlight each part and go bouillon. We're not doing that to the main one because we're going to have to export these individually. So let's go ahead and do bouillon. So that is one part now. We're going to go rename right spar. Let's bring that out. I'm going to turn everything on real quick. Hey, we had that fit right there. We want to move it down here. So we may have to redo the transform in just a second. But let's go left click on that. Let's go transform. Let's go let's go rotate because we need it to be 90 degrees. We got to find our axis that we want it to rotate on. Click on the axis. Let's come over here and hover. Let's find the one that's going to rotate it in the direction we want. That is not it. We're down here at the end. There, that's what we wanted. So let's go 90 degrees. I think that's going to go the wrong way. Whoops. So that's 90. Let's go 270. Flip it back around here. There, that's what we want. So now green check mark. We're going to do another transform here. Left click, transform. Left click, right spar. We're going to do this one by X, Y, and Z so we can move it down manually. Move it over. So you can see the bolts here. So I know I'm far away, but I'm using that as my reference. And then we'll scroll down here. So let's go 7, 9. That's too far. Let's do an 8 there. Do a 7 there. That's it. All right, so green check mark. And that'll give us a pretty good idea of where that's going to match up to our hoop. Yeah, we're good there. Good. So now we're going to take that reference spar, the right one. We're going to left click on it. We're going to come up here to mirror. It's asking us the plane again. We're going to go right plane. Let's scroll over. Is it in the right location? It looks like it is. Let's scroll in. If we need to, we can move it later. I think that's as good as it's going to get. Green check mark. And there's our spars. Let's go back out here. Good. Let's scroll down here. So when we did that mirror, I made a mistake. Notice it was add, so it's really adding it to here. We want it to be new because it's a reference part. We will need it later on when we create the small scale to test and make sure everything's matching up. So that's why I wanted to make it a new one.